just looking back to that time, what did his signing mean for the organization back then?
Yeah, huge. I think he was him and Jose, I think, were like the kind of first big acquisitions we got. Talk about even keel. He's a huge part of the clubhouse being the way it is and not riding the ups and downs, and so we're definitely blessed to have him.
Got the second row up front, Bradford.
Bo, when your hitting coach and your manager have been asked about how the offense has changed from last year to this year, given the success you've had, they always like to use this comparison to like a golf bag, having different clubs for different situations, different pitchers. Sounds simple, very hard to implement. To your mind, how accurate is that comparison, and how do you think the offense has evolved since last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think first off, we have a ton of talent who, I mean, myself in particular, who didn't perform to our capabilities last year, so that plays a part. But yeah, I mean, I think we train to be able to do anything in the batter's box. It's not perfect all the time, but we train to be able to move a runner over, get a big hit when we need to, get the ball in the air, hit with 2 strikes, whatever the situation may call for. So, I don't think this is by accident. We've worked really hard for it.
And how has it been working with your Dave Popkin in his first year on that job?
Yeah, he's been awesome. I mean, I know he gets praise, but he probably doesn't get enough. The energy he brings every day is second to none. I've never experienced that from a coach. The passion, and obviously when you have that type of passion, you tend to really learn about your craft and learn what it takes, and he's helped all of us for sure.
Got Alden and Steve in the second row.
Hey, Bo, knowing Vladdy for as long as you have, how have you seen him evolve as a leader for this team this season, and I guess particularly in these playoffs?
I mean, I think he's always had great leadership qualities. The effort he plays with, the work he puts in, all of that. I mean, I think the biggest thing is just growth in his life. He's older, more mature, but I think it takes someone who desires to get better as a leader, to make those growths, and he definitely has.
Go to Steve.
When you walk in here today, is there any thought in your mind that this might be the last time you put on a Blue Jays uniform or put on that cap or that kind of thing?
I mean, I'm trying to win a World Series, so I'd be lying if I hadn't thought about that at some point during the season, but I got a World Series to win.
We've got Mike in the second row on your left, and then Pete.
Just how happy are you with your decision to come back and play here?
I mean, I don't know if it was a decision. I think I just got to a point where I was healthy enough to do it, and I'm super grateful that everybody believed in me to be able to come out here and produce, and I'm just enjoying every minute of it.
And as you head to free agency, what are your thoughts about Toronto and your memories here? Obviously, could be a great one written in the next day or two here, but just to this point.
Yeah, it's been an incredible journey. I've obviously grown up here in so many different ways. It's the only organization I know, but I'm not really looking at the past. I got some pretty important stuff ahead of me right now.
Standing against the left wall, Gregor.
Bo, you've obviously been waiting for a moment like this for a very long time. Players of your caliber wait for free agency for a long time, too. Just wondering how you kind of grappled with those two things of knowing that you were trying to get back for this World Series, but knowing that there potentially could be a risk that if you came back a little bit early, that it might kind of set you back for the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, it's the World Series, so none of that stuff really matters, to be honest. I'll put it all out there for this, so there was no tough decisions in it.
Was there anybody in your life, like coaches, family, agent, who was trying to tell you to slow down a little bit and think about the off season, or were you? And if so, kind of what would you tell them when they would say that?
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of people tell me to take care of myself for sure, and I mean, even I had that mindset a little bit, but I mean, to have an opportunity to play in this series this is a no-brainer.
The fourth row straight ahead, Pete.
Bo, as somebody who came from a baseball family, what does this mean to you to have the opportunity to win a World Series?
It's incredible. I mean, everybody tells you, especially my dad, never had an opportunity to play in a World Series. So, I mean, your whole career, everybody's telling you don't take winning for granted, but you have to learn that for yourself. And, there's been a lot of times where I thought we would win, and we didn't. So to be here and to learn from past seasons is special to be here. It's something I'll never take for granted. And also, I will look around the clubhouse and see what we did right, and I'll learn as much as I can from what this group does on the field, off the field, and see if, we can do it again.
Stay right there with Gabe.
Bo, what's it been like to watch George prepare so hard to try to get back? And then what will it mean for you guys to have him in the lineup tonight trying to win this thing?
Yeah, I mean, he means so much to us. The experience in these moments, what he's already done for this team during the playoffs has been just so big for us. And, I think having him in the lineup probably calms us all down a little bit.
Back right corner.
Just wondering what Don Mattingly has brought to this group and what he's meant to this group.
Yeah, I love Donnie. He obviously brings a ton of knowledge, experience, a drive to win. I mean, I think this means as much to him as anybody in that clubhouse, being in this moment, having an opportunity to win a World Series. And then, when you talk about calm, he's about as calm as it gets, and I think that rubs off on everybody. So he's had a huge impact.
The left center aisle in the back, Jamie.
Bo, in Canada alone, they're anticipating an audience that could push 10 million people tonight. Have you ever pondered the impact that you've had on so many people?
No, honestly, but I'm hoping that we can win one more game and we can kind of take a step back and see it. But the numbers this World Series is doing, not only in Canada but everywhere, is unbelievable. I even had to kind of take a step back and be like, dang, this is pretty cool.
Up front, your left, Bo, Ron.
What have you learned from having Max around all year, and what has been his impact on the team and the culture in the clubhouse?
Yeah, obviously he's been great in the playoffs so far on the field, but he's brought a ton. I think we've all learned a lot from him. I think he's had a huge part in bringing us together. Obviously, he's the oldest guy in there, but he brings everybody together, always trying to have fun, get camaraderie, all of that. I think he's shown a lot of us what being a team is.
And on your knee, is any work needed to be done on it in the off season, or will it heal by itself?
It'll heal by itself.
Second row front, Jeff.
When you saw George in the Seattle series get hit in the knee, and Nate in game one fell off the knee, and Ernie's playing banged up, did that kind of give you an extra motivation? I got to get out there even if I'm not 100%?
That was always the expectation for myself.
Third row, your left, Bo.
Bo, how do you prepare to face a pitcher like Yamamoto, who had so much success in Game 2?
Yeah, great pitcher. He seems to, he has a ton of weapons. Seems to have trust in all of them. He seems to be able to kind of do what he wants with all of them. So, we got our hands full. I think we'll kind of just have the same approach we've always had, is meet the moment. So if that means getting run over, getting a runner in, being patient, being aggressive, whatever that means, we'll try to make those adjustments during the game.
Did you notice a difference because you faced him late in Game 2 versus trying to get at him early?
Did I notice a difference, like, in my at-bat?
Yeah.
I saw two pitches and they were both the same, so I wouldn't say I had much of a day against him.
We'll go to the back with Shy.
Hey, Bo. How would you compare your process of execution these few games of World Series to maybe your previous experiences in the postseason?
For me individually?
Yes.
I'm not sure how much different. I think I have a lot more experience in my career, so I think I have the ability to slow the game down when needed. But in terms of preparing, in terms of, you know, what I'm trying to do out there, I don't think much different.
Do you feel different in any way because of that experience?
Yeah, but I think I mean, I feel different probably because I haven't played in 2 months. But yeah.
Fair.
A bit further to your left.
Hi, Bob. You just mentioned you just saw 2 pitches against Yamamoto in Game 2. Do you believe that plays in your favor? How you take that for today?
No, I don't think it probably has anything to do with today.
Other questions for Bo? Standing on your left.
Hey, Bo.
We'll just get you the microphone. Sorry.
Okay. Hey, Bo. So I'm Richard Trapansky. I'm here from Billboard Canada. I just want to know, if you win tonight, what is going to be your victory song that you're listening to?
I don't know. That's not something I've thought about. I'm a huge Bieber fan, so to see him in LA was cool. So maybe we'll rock some JB.
Nice, thank you.
Other questions? Anything else for Bo? All right, Bo. Thank you so much for making the time.
All right, thanks, guys.
Good luck tonight. All right, we will get started with John. We'll start with David in the third row on your left, Schneids.
Hey, John. Hey. Of all the starting pitchers on your World Series roster, Kevin's been here the longest. How nice is it for him to have this opportunity to potentially close it out today?
Yeah, kind of fitting. Kev's been, since he's gotten here, he's kind of been our guy. Pitched in big games in years past, and this season, this postseason, you know what you're going to get. He's got a good way about him. He's about as cool and calm as you can find, kind of getting ready for a start. So it's nice. It's nice that it lined up this way.
And when you contrast this year to last year, what's been the biggest difference with Gausman?
Oh man, I think his delivery has been consistent. I think he had a normal spring training. His stuff has held, and I think that just all that goes back to his delivery being kind of on point throughout the year. Really, second half and postseason, it's been exactly where he wants it to be. And when he's got his good life to his heater, he's usually pretty good, and that's been really consistent all year.
We'll stay there with Ben.
Hey, John.
Hey.
Seeing George back atop the lineup, what went into him being back in there for you?
He was pretty close in Game 5. I think having the extra day and a half helped. I think kind of just the feedback we got from him in the last couple of days helped, and watching him swing. So maybe a different story if the season has the potential to just be 2 games. If it had the potential to be another 2 weeks, maybe a little bit different. But he's ready to go.
We'll stay there with Mitch.
John, I'm just wondering if you can remember what you were doing last year on Halloween.
Sitting at my neighbor's driveway, drinking a beer and giving out candy. So this is way, way better.
No costume?
No, I think Halloween's a made-up holiday anyway. I don't dress up. It's kind of like my least favorite holiday of the year. So if it's a chance to hang out in the neighborhood and have a couple cold ones and laugh at some costumes, I'm all for it. But I like this costume a lot better.
Right up front, Gregor.
John, Bo's obviously done everything he can to get back to this point, and he obviously has an important offseason for his career coming up. I'm just wondering what you think it says about his character that he fought so hard to get back, even though there's always the risk that could have set him back for something this offseason.
Yeah, man. I think that he kind of he gets overshadowed a little bit. Bo's been so good for us this year and his entire time here, really, and I'm happy for him to be on this stage. He did not. It was hard for him mentally and physically for a couple weeks, kind of down towards the end of the year, into the first couple rounds. I think his mental toughness really came through, and he's been such a he's grown up a lot this year. You know what I mean, in terms of what he wants to do, how he wants to do it, who he wants to be in the clubhouse. So I'm just thrilled for him that he was able to get back and, to be kind of on this stage and contributing the way he is.
The second row, Jeff, if we can get you the mic.
Yamamoto in Game 2 is outstanding. What can you take from that game into tonight?
I think that we've done a good job of adjusting against good pitchers when we see them again. He's tough, man. I said it after Game 2. It felt like he was almost like 3 different pitchers in the first, middle, and last part of that game. I think you have to watch how he's deploying, and see what his stuff is like, right? Every game is different for every starter based on their stuff and their location. So any mistakes that he does make, you have to be ready for him. And if he's throwing strikes, I think you got to try to force some action too and try to take advantage of the way we make contact. And we'll kind of see how the game starts. Hopefully we can stay on him early and not let him settle in like he did last time. I think our best chance to score was in the first inning last time against him. But I think that we have a good game plan going in. Again, you're talking about the best of the best when you get to this stage, when you're facing pitching. So he's a tough matchup. But I think we have a good game plan going in.
After Game 5, when you hit 2 home runs in the first 3 pitches, post-game, Blake Snell thought the Blue Jays were lucky. Do you share that opinion?
No.
We'll go to Mike in the 5th row in the left center.
I will say I think he's a great pitcher. You know what I mean? Like I said this yesterday. I don't want to wash over that. No, I thought we took good swings early on his fastball. And I think we led the league in batting average this year.
Got a mic in the back.
Hello, John.
Hey, Mike.
Talking to a few of your players, there's sort of been an odd continuum of how they're feeling right now. Like, Bo says he's felt emotions that he's never felt before in his life, and a lot of people have said playing in the World Series is living up to what they thought. But a few guys have said they don't feel like it's the World Series, and they've used the word surreal, and they can't believe it. Where do you sit on that spectrum? Is this like World Series living up to what you thought it was going to be? Can't quite believe this is what's going on?
Yeah, I'm trying to just take in the stuff that comes with the World Series, and every game's a little bit different. I think when the game starts, it gets back to some normalcy. In real time, you don't think about the things that are going to be said or written or remembered, when you're kind of in it. But this is the only place you this is why you sign up to do this, right? As a player, manager, so you have to enjoy it, but there always comes a time, a game or, a game 6 or a game whatever. It's you got to take a step back and appreciate it, but I think the more normal you can make it, the easier it is to go play. But I have found that kind of operating in real time, even if it was game 3, 18 innings, you don't really think about the magnitude of anything historical or, things like that in the moment. You're just trying to do what you do. But I'm trying to take it in as well.
And as far as Max goes, when we were in LA, Chris was up there saying that he wanted Max on this team because he thought you guys needed someone like him, not necessarily on the mound, someone who is going to question everything, who is going to, ask management, front office about every possible everything and really be a bug in your ear. How is that translated, and how much have you, how much do you think that has helped?
Quite a bit, Again, it's not like one person coming in and changing anything. I think that we kind of did that collectively after last year. But Max, he's great because he's not afraid to question base running, question defense, question offense. He still thinks he's our best base runner on the team from his days with the Nationals. So he's not afraid to push the envelope. He's not afraid to be curious. He's not afraid to share things that he's been through that maybe I haven't been through. I already had my 20-minute sit down with him today, and he's been great. I think when you've been through things like this that not many people have, you can really offer some good advice and feedback. And I think that he's helped not just pitchers, but he's helped our players kind of have an edge about him throughout the entire year, even when he wasn't pitching, which says a lot about his character. So he's been great for us, more than just on the mound.
Fourth row on your left, Jason.
Hey, John. A year ago, their team won the World Series, and your team was coming off a last-place finish. Now you're up 3 games to do in the World Series. A year ago, did you think this was possible? And if you did, was part of it that baseball is amazing sometimes?
Yeah, I always have that positive outlook, you know what I mean? Sometimes to the point of frustration to myself, really, or people around me. I think you always have to say, yeah, that could be, the possibility. And baseball is great. It really is. It's crazy to think about regular season games that affected where we are, and every postseason game that has a twist and a turn. You never know. You know what I mean? You never know who's going to do what, or I hate matchups and predictions. You got to go play. You know what I mean? And I think that we've done a good job of understanding that as a team. So I guess to answer your question, yes, I thought it was a possibility, even when I was giving out candy 365 days ago. But yeah, man, it just makes you appreciate the game so much, and that timing is a part of it. Who's playing well when? I just love how in it and engaged all the guys are right now.
Tyler, stay there.
John, besides just having an optimistic nature like that, what was it about last year that you thought maybe that's an outlier and that's not who the real Blue Jays are, that you didn't need to make wholesale changes, that the front office didn't need to make wholesale changes to the roster? What fueled that belief, realistically, that you could bounce back the way you did?
What's up, Miggy? I think just trusting people is kind of what it came down to. You know what I mean? I think that, last year there was some stuff that happened that we weren't expecting, whether it was health, luck, performance, things like that. I think being kind of convicted in what you do and how you do it, and then being able to take a step back and say we need to make some changes, whether it's myself, Ross, players, coaches, I think that, again, that started like in September when we were still playing, trying to like do it while guys were still here as opposed to the off season. So I think just trusting people and, for as positive as I am, I think Ross is the same way, it would be easy to kind of knee-jerk react to last year. I don't think he did. I don't think I did. I don't think we did. And I'm thankful for that, and you trust people and you trust that what you're preparing for is right. Players have to go do it, and they've answered the bell. I just really, when this spring training started, I tried to just really be myself. Again, not that I wasn't, but this job is hard, you know what I mean? And it takes reps and it takes messing some things up, and having some success, but I think going into it, like truly authentically saying, hey man, this is what we're doing. This is what we believe. And you guys got to trust me. I think that has helped. I think kind of like communicating that to the guys has helped. Never really felt more aligned with a whole organization, front office, coaches, and players than I have this year. So I just try to be consistent with that, and I think it kind of rubs off to the staff and the group too.
I'll do two last quick ones. Third row straight ahead.
Hi, John. Hi, John. Alejandro Kirk has been playing great the whole series, but are you aware what he did for the country of Mexico?
Recently? No, I'm not.
He's the first ever Mexican-born player to hit a home run in the World Series.
Oh, Kirky. He's got 3, doesn't he? Kirky, man, he's like one of my favorite people ever. You know what I mean? He's just so lovable, so likable, so consistent. I know he takes a lot of pride in that, and he's really close with his family and people back home. Couldn't happen to a better guy, to be honest with you. I've been so proud of his growth this year. Just kind of an unassuming guy that continues to deliver on the biggest stage.
We'll finish up quickly in the back, straight ahead.
John, I remember in spring training when we spoke and you talked about, David coming in and Lou helping out, and it seems like on the field it's been different offensively for the team. How much credit do you give those two guys, and how have they transformed the way you guys want to play offensively this year?
Yeah, I think it was something, again, going back to your question, I think it's, I think we had the people here, right? And I think that we just had to tweak kind of the way we prepared or the way we communicated certain things to players. I give them a ton of credit. And Hunter Mentz, too. You know what I mean? Hunter had been here for a couple of years, so to kind of evolve a little bit with a new hitting group, was hard to do. And he's been instrumental just like they have. But their energy, their positivity, their content, their work ethic, I think has just been really, really clear from day one. And I'm talking day one, like when I hired those guys. Like they started flying the guys and talking to them, and they were prepared to give them feedback, So it was cool that the timing of it was what it was. I think that the guys that have been here, George, Bo, Vlad, Kirky, Varsh, they were ready for a little bit more. And Pop and Lou and Hunter were able to offer that for them.
All right, John, breaking news, Miguel Rojas is here, so
all right, let's bring him in.
You go.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we will get started with Miguel, who has the first question. We'll start with Kirsten in the second row, and then Daniel. We'll get you the microphone, Kirsten. Second row on your left.
Miguel, just when you guys look at recent history back in 2024 in the NLDS, you guys found yourselves in a situation in which you were facing elimination. What do you remember about that game, how you guys were able to fight back, win that series, ultimately, of course, moving on, winning the World Series? What do you remember about that moment that you guys can apply to tonight?
Yeah, execution. I think it all comes down to that.
think we've been playing the whole year through the up and downs, and this is not going to be any different. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. At some point, it was going to get tough for us. Obviously, we've been playing really good throughout this whole postseason, but the season kind of taught us a lot, and I feel like this is a moment where we're going to get all the experience that we got from not just a year, but the experience that a lot of guys in this clubhouse have to kind of face these couple games, and the whole goal is to play again here tomorrow. Nothing you can do about the past. All you can do about is the present and what you do today to perform, to execute the plan, and to go out there for every single out to kind of like give everything that you have, because, 2 more days you're going to be home and you're going to be resting and having a full off season.
Up front, your left, Daniel.
Hey, Miguel. Después del quinto juego en LA, vimos cómo te tomaste un momento quizás para quedarte en el dugout y creo que estabas viendo el estadio. ¿No puedes describir lo que estabas pasando por ese momento y quizás viendo en perspectiva lo que ha significado todo este tiempo para ti en esta organización?
Sí, es primera vez para mí que voy a ir a la agencia libre. Nunca antes había estado en esta situación. Creo que los Dodgers y la organización de Los Ángeles para mí significan muchísimo, ya lo he dicho anteriormente. Y para mí obviamente era un momento que estaba tratando de solamente dar las gracias por todo el tiempo que había pasado ahí. Y indiferentemente si fuera desde el banco, jugando, en el clubhouse, llegando aquí a Los Ángeles sin mis 2 hijos, viendo hacia arriba y buscándolos a ellos ahí. Yo en el 2014 no lo tenía a toda la familia que tengo ahora, y ahora tenía a 20 personas conmigo en el clubhouse. Creo que todo eso era prácticamente haciendo un poco de reflexión de lo que ha sido mi carrera acá en Los Ángeles, y si terminaba ese día siendo el último juego en casa con el uniforme de los Dodgers, quería tomarme un momento, y por eso creo que simplemente salió natural. No estaba buscando ningún tipo de interacción, ni mucho menos, pero sentía que debía quedarme un tiempo extra ahí.
On your right, Gabe, straight ahead.
Hey, Mickey. Beyond the need to execute and beyond the talent you guys have in the room, what can you say about, I guess, the mental toughness or the stubbornness of this group that makes you guys such a tough out when you're in a situation like this one?
Yeah, I just feel like we've been through a lot in our careers, and everybody knows what they need to do to get back on track. I know our offense haven't been doing what we're supposed to do, but we have totally confidence on every single guy. I feel that the most important part is like go to the play and go to the game today without being afraid of failure. I think a lot of guys are kind of making sure that they're doing the job, and it's not about one guy. It's about 9 individuals going with the same plan and trying to attack the other team. Remember baseball, the other team is trying to get you out too, and they're trying to win the game. So it's not easy. It's a hard sport, and you're getting in slumps during the regular season. You're getting in slumps at any point of your career and your life. And obviously right now, I feel like just putting all that aside and just competing for the next 2 days is going to be really important for us. That's what makes us really tough, competing every single day, and regardless of what the situation is, I think everybody have to just kind of forget about the past and focus on the moment right now.
Move up to the third row, then the second row, third row.
Miguel, yesterday your manager Dave Roberts talked about the urgency of every play in an elimination game. Obviously, that's part of the reason why you're getting the start today. But how do you balance the urgency with just playing free, playing fun, which is something that you've exemplified throughout your career?
Yeah, I think it's just staying focused on every single pitch. I know it sounds simple, and it's not a really good answer, but it's kind of like playing every single pitch. Playing every single pitch with everything that you have, because you don't know when the opportunity is going to come, and the ground ball is going to come my way, or the fly ball is going to go to the outfield, or the pitcher needs to make a big pitch. If you wait for that moment to come to you, it's going to be too late. I just feel like the concentration and the urgency have to come from being ready for every single pitch, regardless of what inning it is, if they're running on base, 3 bases loaded, or the situation of the game. I feel like we have to stay in the game for all the pitches, 27 outs on defense and offense, and I think that's gonna be what you guys gonna see from us tonight.
On the second row, Miggy.
You had the 18-inning game, quick turnaround, stuff like that, and a lot of your teammates were mentioning how the off day couldn't come at a better time. Now that you had that off day, how are you guys feeling now?
Yeah, I think we feel so much better after, like resting for kind of a full day. Even though we have to travel and change time zones and all that, it's always kind of part of the process, part of what we're doing. But at the end of the day, you gotta understand that we've been playing ball for a long time, and the Dodger organization has been doing a lot of great things for baseball. Starting last year in Korea, playing all the way until the World Series, until the last day of the season. A day like today last year, we were playing, and then this year we went to Japan and did everything for baseball that we're supposed to do, and then here we are playing on the last game of the season again. So it's been a long journey for the team, for the organization, for every player out here that had the opportunity to do that. It's been really stressful, and everybody is mentally tired, and physically you can only imagine how it is. We're not gonna do that as an excuse. We're just gonna continue to do what we need to do. But at the end of the day, regardless of what the results are, we still have the goal to win the World Series, which been the goal ever since we got to spring training. But regardless of what happened, I'm really proud of every guy in this room, in the organization, and I feel like we're gonna be feeling really good in 2 days when we got the opportunity to win this.
When you're not playing baseball, what does Halloween look like for you and your family?
I mean, it's been a couple years doing it with my kids now, and it's just like getting custom up with the kids and going around in Miami and ask for candies. But it's been so much better the last 2 years because they have to do it with the kids on the team. They're having a party right now at the hotel, and so they're having a lot of fun. So I'm happy that the last 2 years they've been doing it on a plane and on a team trip to New York and now in Toronto.
And one we're behind, Bill.
Yeah, Miggy, what did you think of the match race between Haesung and Dave Roberts last night? And does that do anything, break any tension?
Of course, it make you smile, and it make you have a good time. When the head of the group is kind of like is loose like that, and he's willing to do anything. That's what he tells everybody, that he will do anything for the team. Even though he got no chance to beat Kim to third base, he tried to do like the shortcut. He didn't know that the camera was there. He tripped on the camera, and we saw the rest, right? So it's all over social media in the biggest stage of the year. Right before a game facing elimination, this guy is like on the ground, like with his uniform full of dirt, right? And he's not backing away from it. So that's what he tells you about Doc, and he will do anything for this group and to spark the team.
Was he in early for treatment today?
He should, because I feel like his hamstring is kind of bothering him. But I mean, we got plenty of tables there full of players.
Third row, your left, Jack, then Jordan.
Yeah, one more on that. How big of a head start would he have needed to have won?
I just think he got a better chance going straight from first to third on a straight line, and then make him like going around. I think that was the initial thought of the race, but then he wanted to prove a point that he can beat him from that start, and it wasn't enough. We all saw the results.
You guys have talked about needing to get to a better team approach offensively. What have you talked about with each other over the last 24 hours to try to do that tonight? Yeah,
trying to free everybody up with kind of the mentality of like going to the play without being okay with not being successful or not making a good out. Like I feel like when you want to do so good, you press. And you started like being really careful about your move and about your pick selection and all that. I feel like, we have a plan and we gotta execute the plan. But at the end of the day, we are humans, and we gotta be okay chasing balls. We gotta be okay putting a bad swing on the ball. That doesn't mean that the next guy is gonna do it. So I feel like all we have to do is kind of free ourselves up to kind of like go to the play, like know what you're good at and kind of trust it. And instead of like going to the play thinking about I don't wanna mess the rhythm up, or I don't wanna swing at this first pitch because it's like I wanna get on base. If you don't have in your game the walk or the long ball, why are you gonna be chasing that when an opportunity is out there for that? I feel like the 18 inning game kind of like taught us that. Like we couldn't build an inning until like Freddie hit the homer, and I feel like it's really important for us to focus on what you're good at and what's your kind of your tool package in this situation, instead of like trying to be like someone else or trying to go out there and try to do something bigger than what you're capable of doing.
Jordan in the second row, Miggy.
But can you talk about your view of Yamamoto since he first signed and showed up in spring training last season to where he is right now? What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he just became the guy, the horse that kind of like everybody knew he was gonna be. We got a lot of stats on Japan that he did this for a long time there. We know he came to a different league to face different hitters and all that, and last year was kind of an adjustment for him. And even though he was adjusting to the league, he won the World Series and he was the guy for us. Then this year he took it to the next level where he almost threw a no-hitter in Baltimore early in the year, and then the last 3 or 4 games that he pitched, he's been taking the ball long in the game, and we kind of know that he's kind of capable of that. But at the end of the day, it's really satisfying to see the results the last couple games. So we're expecting him to kind of take the ball as long as he can today, because we all know how good that guy prepares for every start. And what he just did the other day, went to the bullpen on the 18th inning and willing to pitch in that situation. It talks a lot about the commitment and the effort that he's going to put for this team to be the horse.
Right up front, Mickey.
Y potencialmente hoy puede ser tu último juego con los Dodgers. ¿Qué significa para ti que te den la oportunidad de iniciar? Y tú tienes una relación muy especial con Mookie. Los ha ayudado mucho, y las declaraciones que él dio al final del juego pasado dijo que en realidad le ha sido terrible. ¿Has hablado con él y qué opinión puedes dar sobre Mookie?
Sí, para mí Mookie es un jugador que siempre ha trabajado bastante fuerte con él mismo, es duro con sus resultados. Al final del día no puedes culpar a un jugador por sentirse de la manera que se siente cuando quiere hacer las cosas bien. Pero de verdad que mi mensaje para él siempre ha sido el mismo, es que vaya allá afuera y esté para sus compañeros, que creo que cuando haces eso quitas un poco de presión de ti mismo, y que trate de ser un líder en el shortstop y trate de prácticamente poner su atención en algo más para que quizás así las cosas empiecen a salir, ¿no? Yo creo que cuando sueltas un poco de ti mismo, tienes la oportunidad de concentrarte en el juego en general, no tan solo en tus propios resultados. Y obviamente, viéndolo desde afuera, da un poco de dolor, que de repente él mismo sienta que se trate así, porque nosotros no lo vemos de esa manera, nosotros lo vemos como el jugador que es y todo el potencial que tiene. Pero al final del día estamos ahí para apoyarlos y para que no esté solo. Luego de eso, no sé si será el último juego o no, pero estoy extremadamente contento y muy grato de tener la oportunidad de jugar en una serie mundial una vez más. Abrir un juego de esta instancia creo que es lo que todo el mundo quiere hacer, y sobre todo ya cuando estás al final de tu carrera, que te den la oportunidad y tomarte en cuenta en este momento, es para mí sumamente especial.
Miguel, hablabas de ese cansancio físico que vienen arrastrando. Quizás 24 horas es muy poco tiempo, pero en ese periodo, ¿qué hizo el equipo para cambiar el chip para este encuentro?
Yo creo que lo más importante es reenfocarnos en lo que hemos hecho en momentos difíciles durante este año. Creo que no ha sido fácil, ya lo estaba diciendo hace poco, nuestro año ha sido de subidas y bajadas durante todo el año, y creo que nos enseñó bastante a cómo sobreponernos a momentos como este. No es la primera vez que estamos en esta situación, y creo que, si te digo la verdad, si en cualquier otro momento tú le das la oportunidad a los Dodgers de ganar 2 juegos seguidos, bastante gente nos va a tomar como favoritos, y eso es lo que nosotros tenemos a favor, que hemos ganado 2 juegos seguidos en muchas oportunidades, y creo que esta posiblemente sea otra de ellas.
Oye, me gustaría que compartas con tu audiencia que habla español la situación del Halloween, cómo lo vivieron, cómo lo está viviendo el equipo y los hijos, como lo mencionabas.
Sí, bueno, estamos en una etapa que familiarmente, normalmente uno está con su familia, y creo que este equipo hace hasta lo imposible por hacer sentir a todos parte de una familia, y hoy en el hotel donde nos estamos quedando están haciendo una fiesta para los niños, todos vestidos de Halloween y recogiendo caramelos y todo eso. Creo que eso es lo bonito, ¿no? De poder compartir en estas etapas cuando de repente estamos nosotros trabajando y haciendo algo importante, pero al final del día lo más importante es la familia y lo que uno puede darles a ellos como memorias para que se lleven. El año pasado lo hicieron en el hotel y en el avión yendo a Nueva York. Este año fue en el avión viniendo para Toronto y aquí en el hotel en Toronto, y estoy sumamente contento de que ellos también pueden aprovechar su tiempo, y espero que con un juego ganado también al final del día.
All right, Mickey, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Good luck tonight. Teoscar is here. 21. Yeah. What's up, Teo? How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. All right, Teo, thank you so much for your time. We'll start with Kevin right up front.
Hey, Teo, thanks for your time.
Yep.
A couple of questions, if Michael will allow it. The first one is, everybody knows you're el mejor compañero de Andy, and he's going through a tough time right now. Have you talked to him? What have those conversations been like, and where is his head right now?
Yeah. I try to talk to him every day. You know, it's hard when you want to help the team and everything that you do is not happening. Especially when you're a rookie and you had a really good regular season, and it feels like he's not helping the team, and you know, in the situations that the team it is right now, and he's not able to do anything positive for the team is hard. But you know, not only me, but the other guys are there to give the support that he needs just to go through this.
And then your situation, you're having a really good postseason, kind of quietly. Everyone's talking about Freeman and Mookie and Shohei and Will Smith, and you're the one that's coming through. Does that help you that people are focusing on other people and maybe takes the pressure off you and makes you relax a little bit?
Not really. I don't really feel pressure at all. I'm just here to do my job, focus on the things that I can do to help the team, and thinking about what other people said about me or not said about me.
Second row, your left, Kirsten.
Teoscar, Miguel was just in here talking about kind of the mindset going into tonight and looking to force a Game 7. He talked about the importance of execution. For you personally, just what is, whether it's mindset or feeling or focus for you going into this game tonight?
It's the same thing that I always think about. It just go there, have the best at-bat that I can give my team, trying to get on base, trying to do damage early in the game, trying to put pressure any way possible, and you know, just trying to do my part, the things that I know I can do to help this team.
Second row right up front, Teo.
Hey, Teo. Yeah, the 18-inning game, and obviously 3 games all in a row. Anybody will be exhausted no matter how mentally tough you are. But now you have that off day. Describe how good that felt for you guys.
It's good. You know, at the end of the day, at this point, your body is a little beat up. But once you get into the field, you don't think about being tired or something that is tight or something that is hurting. It's just more like, what can I do today? Positive to win a ball game. Right now, we're not thinking about being tired or the trip, the flight, everything that happened on the flight day. It's just more the things that we can do on the field.
What's your favorite Halloween memory?
I don't have any. Yeah, I don't been in the U.S. or here for this time a lot, but I guess I'm gonna get some memories moving forward.
Back left corner, Alden.
Hey, Teo, watching Vladdy on the other side in the series, what sticks out to you about him that might be different from when you were his teammate? And in what ways do you feel like maybe he's grown into that role of kind of being the face of that team?
I think the only difference that I see on him is that he understands now that he has to be the leader of that group, and he has to do things, and then the team are going to follow him, because that's the way everybody was seeing him since the first day he got into the league. When we were there, I always tell him that he's the face of that organization, and he has to be a leader for the group.
If I could just ask a quick follow-up, what do you think got him to a place where he finally understood that?
I think the way they play, being in first place almost the whole season, and understanding the thing that they can do as a team. I think that was the key for him to get past the regular player that he was before, and just taking the pride and the position as a leader of that group.
Directly ahead, David.
Teo, I'm going to ask this in English and Spanish, if you could answer in both. Miguel Rojas was just in here saying that winning 2 games in a row is something the Dodgers are used to doing, and he would bet on the Dodgers to do that. If you can talk about that kind of confidence in the clubhouse. Miguel Rojas estuvo aquí hablando de que los Dodgers han ganado 2 juegos seguidos muchas veces, y si fuera por él, apostaría por los Dodgers en cualquier momento. Si puedes hablar de la confianza en ese clubhouse.
Yeah, we feel really confident about our team. Like you said, this is not the first time that we're facing an elimination game. We did it last year. We did it a lot of times in the regular season when we were not playing the best baseball that we can play, and when then we win 3, 4 in a row. And, you know, this is one more. We just got to think about today, trying to win, and then take care of the game tomorrow if we win today. Sí, nosotros confiamos 100% en el equipo que tenemos. 2 juegos quizás se ven poco, pero en esta situación es un poco difícil. Lo hemos hecho antes, pero el trabajo de nosotros es enfocarnos en el juego de hoy, tratar de ganar y mañana venir con el mismo pensamiento, tratar de hacer las cosas bien para poder ganar y coronarnos campeones.
Stay over there with Tyler.
Teoscar, you played for 2 Blue Jays teams that made the playoffs. You were a big part of those. How have the Blue Jays changed since those years from what you've seen in this World Series? How are they different?
I think in the past, the players doesn't understand the role that they have on the team. And I think that's why the Toronto Blue Jays of 2025 are really good, because everybody understands what they have to do and what is their part as an individual to help the team. I think that's the difference. The players, when I was here, didn't understand what their role was or what can they do as a player to help the team in those situations. And I feel like the players that they have right now, they know what they have to do, and they just not think about anything else besides the thing that they know they have to do to help the team.
Thank you.
Straight back in the middle, Mike.
Hey, Teo. When you say they didn't understand their roles back when you were here, do you think that's because there was a bad communication from management, or because guys, a lot of you were very young, were all trying to do too much?
I think it has to be the experience. I think we were too young to understand everything that we can do and the things that we have to do as an individual. And now it's more like they put in together really good communication with the players, and the players are communicating with the coaching staff. And I think that's the difference.
And just back to Vladdy for a second. You saw him when he was at his absolute best in 2021. You're seeing what he's doing now, ALCS MVP, and he's got a chance to do the same in the World Series. I know you're concentrating on the Dodgers, but do you take a moment to step back and what have you thought of what he's been able to do in this series?
Yeah, as much as I want to think about myself and the Dodgers, you know, I had a good relationship with him. He's doing the same thing with me. He's following every step of my career, of the games and everything. We had a really good communication during the season, during the playoff, and now that we're facing each other. It's just incredible. There's nothing that it surprised me, because I know he was able to do that. I think he just doesn't have the opportunity like now to show everything that he can do on the field.
The 3 last ones, Sonia in the back.
Hey, Oscar. Toward the end of the regular season, there was kind of some talk about, you know, when the stakes are highest, it can kind of bring out the best in you as a team. Why do you think that is? And, you know, do you think that applies tonight in an elimination game?
Yeah, I mean, we all know that everything has to go perfect. for us to be able to pull this off. We had talent, we had really good players, but I think in situations like this one, it's just not that. You have to do everything perfect. You have to do the little things to be able to win a ball game like this, and just concentrate on the things that you can do as a player and the things that you can do to help the team. Other than that, it's just like not good to think about.
Does that mentality when it comes to the offense kind of lend itself to taking more like team at bats up and down the lineup?
Yes, I think what makes us really good is that not only hitting the ball for power, it's just taking good at bats, getting on base, taking walks, taking one at bat of 8 pitches, 7 pitches to make the pitcher work, and trusting the other guys behind you. I think that's going to be the key for us to be able to win this game tonight.
Jack in the third row.
When it comes to that offensive approach, you mentioned the other night, sometimes you guys are maybe too passive, sometimes over-aggressive. How do you kind of hone in on the offense you guys want to be for these next couple nights?
Just thinking about the games, the game plan that we use and the games in the past, and the one that we use when we have success in games, and just trying to put that together, get a plan, execute the plan at 100%, not being afraid of taking one pitch or hitting with 2 strikes or choking out the bat, whatever it takes. That in the past we have success with it, and just trust in it and just go for it.
And we'll finish up in the left corner.
Hey, Teoscar. I'm here from Billboard Canada, so I have a music question for you. Ahead of a really pivotal game like this, an important game, what are you listening to? What's on your playlist to hype you up?
I don't usually do any like loud music. For me, it's more relaxed time. I listen a lot to Christian music. That's what makes my mind and my head calm, so I can be ready for the game.
All right, Teo, thank you for your time. Good luck tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Doc Roberts will be in here at 5:30. something. But
two of them.
Yeah,
He's older.
That's funny. Wow.
Like, yeah, this guy older. That's did an RIP to him, and he was actually alive. A few years ago. I think it was the 69th year.
Oh my God.
I don't know this guy. This guy I only know because, like, one time the Hall of Fame sent a Christmas card. It was like Holly Jolly Christmas. Like, this guy is somebody named Jolly. Christmas.
That's funny. Wow.
What I can try to do is I'll give him some trivia. The last out of the World Series. Two years in a row. Wow. He didn't know that.
Wow.
He's the GOAT, man.
seeing you too. I know I missed you. I didn't know what to do.
I'm sure you did. All right, Doc, thanks for making the time. We'll start in the front row with Kevin, then Kirsten and Barry.
Hey, Doc, thanks for your time again. Curious, are you okay? Did you need treatment, and are you available to pinch run tonight?
Yeah, I got some meds in me. I'm still gonna post. I'm probable, so it's good. Recovered. Not my best decision, but it worked out. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. There's still some remnants.
On your left, Doc, Kirsten.
Dave, you're not someone who often likes to address the team, but as you all are facing elimination, looking to force a Game 7, is there a conversation or a message that you share with the group this evening?
No, you know what? I pick my spots, and I just think that tonight it's Game 6. This is what you live for. You want to be a part of this. You want to be in this moment, this game. The guys came in yesterday fresh, excited to work out. And that carried over to tonight. So for me, I'm excited. They're excited about playing tonight. So I think for me, it's there's no reason. Their actions are showing me that their head's in the right spot.
From your left, Barry.
Hey, Doc. Having experienced both of them, different sets of characters, do you notice any similarities of the aftermath of the two 18-inning games? You both lost 2 games at Dodger Stadium after those 18-inning games.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Obviously, very emotional for our club, emotional for their club. But they came out and won 2 games, and the Red Sox won 2 games. So, yeah, I don't know what the parallels were, but as far as today, I feel good with Yamamoto tonight. I feel good where I just feel good about what's going to happen tonight. But we got to play good ball.
Is there any aftermath of a fatigue factor when you come out of a game like that?
I'm sure there is, but there's just kind of. But I think there is for their team too. But they came out and won 2 ball games. So with the off day yesterday, I feel that we're refreshed. But it all doesn't matter. You still got to go out there and play good baseball. You got to win a game.
We'll go to the second row up front, Doc. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the third row on your left, Jack.
What went into the lineup changes today?
I think for me, I just really wanted, Miggy in there. He's been a really glue guy for our club this year. And I just feel that having him in the lineup infuses some extra intensity, energy into the lineup. On the defensive side, too. I think that, I wanted him to be in the lineup. And nothing against anybody else. And then as far as kind of just putting Mookie in the 4, I just felt that I wanted those 3 guys to have a chance to get on for Mookie, get on base, and have those guys take the most at-bats. And, that's kind of the math a little bit.
How did Mookie look yesterday, and what are some of the keys, even just with a one-day kind of reset that you want to see from him at the plate tonight?
Yesterday was really good. I thought yesterday he had a really good day of work. He commented on it. The hitting coaches commented on it. They're going to make good pitches. He's going to go out there and compete. But I think that where his swing is at mechanically is as good as it's been in a week. So I really feel good about that. Shohei looked good. He took BP on the field. Freddie looked good. Will took the day to just kind of recoup and recover. But I really believe that Muncy looked good. So we're in a good spot.
Same row a bit further to your left.
You sort of mentioned that with that answer, but the idea of having a day off and having that reset, having some comic relief too, but how much does that help in terms of actually resetting, and especially from an offensive standpoint?
It does. I mean, it takes a lot out of you, but that's what you go through. That's what they went through. And the off day was beneficial. I gave the guys an option to pass on the workout, but they all didn't want to take the option. So that really excited me that they wanted to come here and, get their legs moving and their bodies moving, but still not have to play a game. But yeah, we came in fresh today. Our guys are focused today.
How meaningful is that everybody showed up?
It got me fired up. Once when I was getting off the plane and they said that they're not taking the option, I couldn't wait to get to the ballpark. So that pumped me up, but not surprising.
Fourth row straight back, Nobu.
I do. How was the conversation with Shohei
yesterday. And then did you make any decision?
We did make a decision. I think right now we're just focused on today. Shohei's not a part of the pitching plan today. Win this game tonight, then we can kind of circle up and have that conversation for tomorrow.
And one row ahead, Doc.
Hey, Doc, you mentioned yesterday the urgency of every play tonight in an elimination game. How do you balance that with just having the guys go out there and just do what they do well and just play baseball?
That's right. That's the kind of the nuance of it. I think that, the importance of this game, we all understand that. The importance of playing focused baseball is we all understand that. But also you got to be able to play loose and play the game. And so certainly tension, trying too hard doesn't translate into success at the bat. So we just got to go out there. That's why I said yesterday, we just need to go out there and compete and don't kind of overthink things. Just play the game and take what the pitcher gives you, have good at bats, and then go out there and run the bases, play good defense, and, expect to win.
We'll stay in the same row, Fabian.
Yeah, Dave, I know you talked a little bit about the team-wide approach yesterday, but do you feel like collectively as a group you've done a good enough job this year of adjusting in-game, and how important is that going to have to be, especially against a guy like Gausman tonight?
It's going to be imperative tonight because, there's a fastball, there's a split, there's a little breaking ball in there, and what he's going to do, he's reading our guys and adjusting, and we've got to be able to do the same. So, we've seen this guy a ton. He got into the seventh inning against us, 6 days ago. We know what he can do, the stuff. So we've got to be willing to, again, adjust in game if need be.
And then what sort of changed your mind on? Obviously, you said you wanted to have Rojas in there, but what changed your mind on being willing to have Tommy out there in center?
He said all along that he can go out there and play center field. He says the ankle feels good enough to do that, and he's played a lot of center field. So I just felt, again, the net sum of having both those guys in there, that was kind of that's how we had to construct it, and I feel great about it.
We'll stay there with Bill.
Yeah, Dave, getting back to the great race last night, I have one question. What were you thinking?
I clearly wasn't thinking. I was trying to add a little levity, that's for sure. I wasn't trying to do a face plant at shortstop. And, the legs just gave way. That'll be the last full sprint I ever do in my life, Bill. And I paid my debt because there was a little wager, so I did owe up.
And how much have you heard about that in the hours since?
It's definitely on the family thread, a little bit bigger circle than that, but I don't do social, thank goodness, but it was, I guess it's pretty out there. So yeah, my kids weren't too excited for me about it.
The last row on your left, Sonia.
Dave, you're expecting kind of big things from Yoshinobu tonight, but with the bullpen, if they're involved, how do you kind of stick just to your circle of trust here? Is that what you have to do in a Game 6?
I think it's, I think that obviously he's the number one option, and we're going to kind of watch how he's throwing the baseball, and, this is a must-win game. But, yeah, there's a few guys that I'm going to go to tonight.
Go to Kirsten, up on your left.
Dave, you've kind of hit on it over time, but with Yoshinobu ahead of the NLCS game, he's talked about how losing was not an option. When you look at what he's been able to do, the 2 complete games, what to you exemplifies just that mindset of him on the mound and how it truly is not an option for him?
Wow. Yeah. I guess it's, just kind of not giving yourself any other option and finding a way to perform, have success. It's just a different level of focus and compete. It really is. You got to be efficient. You got to be good. You can't look for any outs as far as, guys coming to kind of rescue you out of the pen. It's part of his DNA, and he prepares so well. His delivery is sound. He's got 4 pitches to kind of be able to manage the second, third time through to attack hitters. It's swing and miss stuff, but he can strike pitches. So it's just a whole kind of, that's why he's one of the few, great pitchers in our game today.
And the row behind, Jack.
Is Tyler available for you out of the pen tonight?
He'll be in there. He'll be in there. But I think that you got to win today, which is most important. But you still got to win, 2 games. So how we balance that'll kind of the game will tell.
Standing straight back, Gabe.
With Sasaki having 3 days off and then his pedigree originally as a starter, a guy used to going up and down, how much will those factors converge tonight with what we might see from him?
They'll converge. But I think that's certainly an option, and I'm thinking about that. But obviously, the number one option is to let Yoshi do what he's done the last 2 starts. But if not, that's part of the math for sure.
The second row up front, Doc.
I brought this up before game 1 about the pressure on when you mentioned let's run it back during the celebration after the parade. What's the pressure feel like now, as in this do or die game 6 for you?
It does. Ironically, it doesn't feel like pressure. I think we just gotta win. So that's the kind of the overall, running it back, all this stuff. We're here. We got to win a game tonight, and so that's. Guys are loose, guys are prepared, and we got to play a good ball game to win. So I don't think that anything that's said before or that could happen, what this means. I think right now the only focus is just winning.
Dave in the 6th row in the back.
Dave, kind of on the same vein with that. You guys faced pressure and expectations all year just for being defending champs and for being the Dodgers. But when you get into a World Series and it gets 1-1, it gets 2-1, it gets 3-2, does it pile up on this stage, you think? Is that something you have to guard against, as being manager of these guys?
You do.
Looking at these guys?
You absolutely have to guard against it. And I think that different teams handle it different ways, but I do think that we face elimination games. We still know the importance of it, of course. But I think the way the guys have come in and kind of just understand that it's still just winning a baseball game, playing good baseball. So we do a good job of not letting some of that outside noise get to us. We really do. But yeah, it's a big moment. It's a big ball game.
Do a couple last ones. Barry up front.
Doc, what's the logistics of getting Shohei down to the bullpen while he's still hitting?
Yeah. That, Barry, I don't know the answer right now, so I'm not gonna have to answer that one tonight. So give me a night to think about that one.
So you guys haven't thought it through? I know he did it in the World Baseball Classic, but that's the only time.
Yeah, we haven't thought that one through. So we got to get through this one, and then I think all that logistics stuff we'll kind of talk through and figure out what's best for show, what's best for us. But yeah,
thanks.
Yep.
1 or 2 last ones. All right, Doc, we'll let you go.
All right,
Thank you
thanks,
so
guys.
much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, John.